With the second pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Saquon Barkely, running back, Penn State. With the third pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Sam Darnold, quarterback, USC.
Quarterback, running back, quarterback.
Ayo, anything sports. Tom Leone here, getting it going. First debate time is coming next week with my boy K Meeks. TL and K Meeks are going to be talking about probably what's going to be one of the hottest sports debates in New York for years to come. Going to be K Meeks and the boys. Going to bring everybody in on this, but I'm going to preface this debate with giving my opinion first, and this is what I'm going to be throwing at them next week, what I'm talking about today. And that is Sam Darnold or Saquon Barkley. Did the New York Giants, the great, historic, never making a mistake New York football Giants, arguably one of the most sound, functional, and a little lucky organization in the National Football League. Family ties that run deep in the NFL. The Mara family, the Tisch family have been owning the Giants for years. Did they make a mistake in the 2018 NFL Draft? And you're hearing this from a diehard Jet fan, and that is probably why some of you are going to think that I'm crazy and biased by saying or bringing this up to my Giant friends, because how the hell can you argue that when my boy Quads, my boy Saquon, won Rookie of the Year? I'll tell you this. Take the names out of it. Forget Sam Darnold. Forget Saquon Barkley. Forget stats. The Giants went running back over quarterback in what was arguably, what the experts said, was one of the greatest QB drafts on raw talent and expectations since the 1983 Elway Kelly Marino draft. Shout out to my boy Ken O'Brien. Jets took him. Doesn't get a lot of respect because the Jets passed on Marino for him. But he was a great quarterback from a D2 school. But regardless of that, since the 1983 draft that produced nothing but elite Hall of Fame quarterbacks. That's who these kids last year were compared to. Did the Giants make the right choice? Did they? And it's going to be a debate in New York for many years. And honestly, you won't be able to settle the debate until these next couple things I'm going to bring up right now happen. The Giants do not make a bad choice if in Saquon's years and in his tenure, he is a big part of a Super Bowl winning team. If they win a Super Bowl with Saquon Barkley and he is an integral part of them winning, regardless of who their QB is, how can you say they made a wrong choice? He was drafted and a part of a rebuild that led to a Super Bowl. How can you say that they made a wrong choice? You can't. But let me tell you, Giant fans, the nightmare you could be living in if you don't. If you don't win a Super Bowl with Saquon Barkley, and you can't sit there and tell me the running back position guarantees you a better shot to win a Super Bowl in the coming years than any of the 5 teams that took a quarterback in the first round of that draft last year. Any Giant fan that tries to come at me or any other fan, whether it be a Bills fan, a Ravens fan, a Browns fan, or a Cardinals fan, and tries to tell me that you're closer to a Super Bowl because you took Saquon Barkley last year instead of Darnold, Rosen, Allen, or Jackson, you're insane. Because that's not how the NFL works. The NFL doesn't work that way. The NFL is a QB-driven league, and everybody knows that. You, as Giant fans, should know that. You won 2 Super Bowls with Eli Manning, and that's why you're still holding on to him and still holding out hope you can get one more playoff run out of him, because he's elite in the playoffs, because he's a quarterback. The Giants had so many fourth quarter comebacks because of Eli Manning, because of the quarterback position. Without him, you don't win those Super Bowls. Regardless of how the defense was playing, regardless of Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs, you won those Super Bowls because of Eli Manning heroics. And you guys know that. The 2 names I just mentioned, actually, Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs. You had a under-radar, undrafted, or late-drafted late-round picks as your running back tandem in your Super Bowl victories. So how can you sit there and say that taking a running back over a quarterback sets you up more in the future than those 5 teams who took a quarterback? Now, of course, the debate comes in New York is because you guys not taking Sam Darnold, let us get Sam Darnold. And at the time of the draft, Sam Darnold was the youngest with the highest ceiling out of all the quarterbacks. All the analysts, Todd McShay, Kirk Herbstreit, all of them, Darnold has got to be the number 1. Matt Miller, all of them. Number 1 pick has to be Sam Darnold. The Browns went out on a limb and got the brash, out of control, outspoken Baker Mayfield. They took a risk by taking Baker Mayfield. Now the Giants are on the clock. Regardless of how you want to look at that pick, Saquon Barkley, it was a win-now pick. They don't draft Saquon Barkley, like I just said, to set up for future success. You don't. If you were really looking to rebuild last year, you take a quarterback and you say, Eli, mentor this kid for this year. We'll see what we can do this year. Just mentor this kid. He's going to be our guy going forward after this year. Gettleman came in and was making a splash. We got Barkley. We have Odell. We have Ingram. We have Shepard. We got Nate Solder. We drafted Will Hernandez. We're all in this year. We're going in with our 37-year-old quarterback, 2-time Super Bowl winning champion, 2-time Super Bowl MVP. We're going with the elite Eli. We're going to make some noise in the NFC East this year. Line us up on paper in the beginning of the year. Tell us what other team in the NFC East, even the defending Super Bowl champions, who's got a better roster on offense with Saquon Barkley? Nobody. But the NFL hit them hard. And now, like I said, and I'm prefacing this debate, so I'm going to end it here. If the Giants do not, and I want my friends and K-Migs, they're going to listen to this before we start talking and start debating. I want you to listen to this clear. If the New York Giants do not win a Super Bowl in Saquon Barkley's tenure, regardless of quarterback, regardless of how many records, how many titles, if he's a Hall of freaking Famer, Saquon Barkley, no matter what Saquon Barkley does, you better pray and hope for 2 things. 1, you find a franchise quarterback in another draft. Or 2, you better hope you got to scratch Baker because you didn't have a chance at Baker. You better hope that Darnold, Rosen, Allen, or Jackson do not win a Super Bowl. Because if they do, you messed up big time. And let me tell you, if your boy Sam Darnold wins a Super Bowl for Gang Green and you guys are in QB purgatory, which is a dangerous place to be in the NFL, jostling QBs, not knowing who your QB is, if my boy Sam Darnold brings Gang Green a championship for the first time in 50-plus years and you guys took a running back, whew, I'll leave it at that, man. You tell me. Anything sports. Saquon, Sam Darnold debate coming next week. Let's go.